Hey everybody, welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. Reba here. So I've begun cleaning up the patio and I've got a little section right here cleared out, and I've got a bunch of my plants moved out, and I started going through my son's toys that some of them he just doesn't play with enough for me to feel like we should keep them, because some of them are just huge, and I'm going to still go through some more of them. But it's kind of getting late. We got to go to worship practice here soon. So I wanted to go ahead and just kind of wrap this up, end with a video, and just kind of show you what I've done today. So I've cleared off this. I still need to sweep down there. I still have a hot mess still up on this side, as you can see. So I still have some things to go through, some things to get rid of. So yeah, I'm thinking, instead of like putting my efforts into trying to do certain things, I'm just going to take things to Goodwill, some of the stuff. And because I think after you really get down to it, some of the items that I have just may take forever to sell. So I just decided, why waste that energy when I could put other energy into like my new crochet patterns and my gardening and propagating and that sort of thing. So yeah, so right here I have basically just my peaches, and I'm thinking nectarines and apricots and that sort of thing. So I think this is my Fantasia nectarine right here. Then I've got a peach here. I think it's called Frost Peach. And then this is my cherry plum. And the cherry plum is the one I grew from seed. This one right here is my gold-caught apricot, and you guys look, all the blossoms, and we got some right over here that are getting ready to bloom too. So beautiful. So my hot mess from this side, it is getting cleaned up. We're excited for the new season. Everything's just kind of built up right here during the holidays, and I need to clean the table off and get rid of a bunch of stuff and just clean it. I just need to clean it. And I've just stuck things everywhere. So I was keeping the tool that's in the bags and in the boxes for like covering my plants and stuff like that. I threw away a whole bunch of it that I had used last year, and it kind of just looked yucky, and I just didn't want to deal with it. Again, just deciding what things I really want, where I want to put my time. And so I would be better served just going out and buying a bolt of new tulle and sewing it to the dimensions that I'm needing for the particular plants I'm wanting to bag off to keep birds away. So yeah. And then right up here, I've got my plants just kind of tucked up next to the house right now. And then I do need to get dirt into these, but I still have them up against the house. So I'll be doing that here this week. And I'll be getting those into their pots that are there and move them out to the yard. And then I've got my cilantro over here. And then I've got my kales. And they're still doing really good. I'm tripping over rocks. So this is the dinosaur kale. And it's really little right now, but it's getting bigger. And then I've got my Scotch curl here, and it's just been growing very slowly. Same with the cilantro, all winter long has been growing. I got some hyacinth here, got some weeds down there, and I need to put some flowers in this and put that back out by the front door. And then this is my lavender, so I need to come through and just trim off all the dead bits and take it back down to the green part, and it'll look beautiful. And then coming around here, I've got, wait, that was not my cherry plum before, you guys. This is an apricot that I grew from seed. So yeah, that was not a cherry plum. So that is my apricot that I grew from seed. All right, this one right here is my cherry plum right here. I need to pick up this. That's what I originally came out here for, and I decided to do the video. So this is the my cherry plum, and then I put my gooseberries on that little chair there, and then I've got more gooseberry cuttings that are rooting in the greenhouse. Now coming over here, I did do a little bit of mowing today, but not a lot. I moved a lot of my plants up or over somewhere. So we're going to grab that last chestnut tree. Tops that lid over there that goes with that other box. I'm going to go through that other box of toys and get rid of that tote. And take this little tree over. So I've got some rooted cuttings over here of some elderberries, which I can sell this year, which is really great. And I've got some honeysuckle that I've rooted that I can either send to my friend or also even do good things with. So possibly selling. You can put the cardboard in the cardboard box pile. That's the part. Well, we'll move the rake. We won't burn the rake, but everything else in the pile that is all cardboard will get burnt this weekend. Yay! And then this whole mess will be gone. It'll be really nice. And so I'll be moving this pot out soon, and I'll be taking cuttings from this bush and trimming it back a little bit. The honeysuckle. So yeah, I've got honeysuckle there as well. And then some wild roses. And then I got all my berry bushes right here. All my raspberries. And then my smaller new blueberry bushes over here. Raspberries, blackberries. I got a Nanking cherry right here. It's a bush variety. And then this is my Crandall currant. So that's right there. And then I've begun my row, you guys, again, of all my plants. So, yeah, so here's the row, and then right here are some plants that I'll be getting rid of and possibly selling. So yeah, so those are not going to be staying. I'm dividing everything up into sell piles and into keep piles. At least some of them will be keep for now. Later on, I'll probably sell some of them. I'm definitely thinking about selling this one right here, but I'm going to keep it for now and sell it right before we move. And I might do the same thing with the Ivan's Beauty Mountain Ash, because well, it's a tree, and you know, I'll let it go to be somebody else, to go to somebody else's home. That's what I'm thinking, because I have so many trees, and I really don't think I'll need this tree where I'm going. I've just really enjoyed nursing it back to health and just having it for a few years. Last year was the first year that it bloomed and fruited for me. I didn't get that much fruit because I think it does better if you have another pollinator. So I'll probably end up selling it because it is a very beautiful tree, but we'll let it go to a new home. All right, so let's see here. I'll go ahead and go through the plants that I have lined up here so we can see how they're looking this time of year. I do have some flowering happening, and that's really great. So I do need a weed along here, so that'll be a project for the next few weeks. And I've got some herbs down here and a small red cap raspberry down at the end. And so yeah, so I need a weed all the way. So right here, I've got a little lineup of my chestnut trees. I may end up selling some of these this season. So we'll just have to wait. I'm going to play it by ear. I do have some grape hyacinths planted around them just to kind of deter any rabbits or critters from eating them. I've noticed that my plants that have the hyacinths planted around them, the rabbits tended to leave alone. And I have one down here and that is really awesome looking. So it's just so much green in the pot. So this one is a Russian olive tree. They can be invasive and come up from the roots. So I'm not really planning on keeping this one. I would rather have a gomi berry. So I'll just wait and get a gomi berry after we move. This one is a Cornelian cherry tree. This one is the one that I purchased. And then this one right here is one that I got for free, and it's really, really tall. So that's how it's looking. I've got my sharp blueberry here, and it still has some of the red leaves are the ones that were from last year. And I could come through and pick them off, but I think I might do that later just to make sure that it doesn't have any issues with, oh, that one just popped right off. that it doesn't have any issues with any kind of bad stuff that got transmitted from other stuff. So that's blossoms that or blueberries that didn't develop, or maybe even blossoms. So now it's blossoming again. It blossomed all winter long, you guys. I saw blossoms on this all winter. So this is my sharp blue blueberry. Here is a rose bush, and I'm probably gonna put some elderberry sticks into here to root in with the rose bushes. I don't know if that's a good thing to do or not, but I'm gonna try to save some pot space. So I don't know, or maybe I won't. I don't know. I've done that before, and I've found that I like the flowers better with my trees and stuff rather than edibles with my trees so much. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I do need to get the elderberries put into dirt today. So I might just stick them in here. Depending on how many varieties I have in the other room, I got some cuttings into root. All right, so Ivan's Beauty Mountain Ash. You guys have seen that one. It's really nice and tall. I did cut it back last year, and I do plan to keep all my trees within arm's reach. And I'm like 5'2", so that kind of gives you an idea. I'm not letting them get too tall, so around 6 feet. This right here is my pink lemonade blueberry, and it is looking pretty beautiful. It's getting its buds are swelling for the leaves and for the blossoms to come out, so I'm excited for this year's crop. Here's another rose bush. Oh, I did not tell you guys what the rose bushes are called. This one right here is called Perfume Delight. This one here is a heirloom, and they're supposed to be pretty fragrant roses, and if they turn out to not be fragrant, I won't be keeping them. Just saying. I don't have any room for roses that don't have a smell. All right, this one right here is I'm wanting to say this is a Cosmic Crisp. So that's how it's looking. It's got a nice span to it. I kind of brought in the limbs a little bit because it was sprawled out quite a bit and taking up a lot of space, and I really don't want that with the fact that we'll be moving, and I don't want like branches being like really far out away from the tree. So I have them pulled up with yarn to just kind of bring the branches in a little bit. The next blueberry I have here is I want to say this might be the Spartan. Let me look. Yeah, this one is the Spartan. And I did trim a lot of this one back last season. And I do see some die off on the tip of this one right over here. So you can see the black end there. So I'll be trimming that back later on. I don't really think it's crucial that I do it right now. And then right here is another rose. This one is, I've got the label right here. One of these little cute little heart labels. Touch of Class. So it's supposed to be a pink rose. So that's really pretty. I don't know if I got any red roses. That's really interesting because most people were like, oh, rose, red. I like the ones that look like fire and ice, where the white and red. So that'll probably be one I add to my collection later on. So this one right here is my Honeycrisp apple tree. And so I've got the apples next to each other, just the two that I purchased. And then I have the ones that I'm playing with that are ones I grew from seed. Then this blueberry bush right here, I've got a mosquito trying to eat me. This one right here is the Patriot. It is looking beautiful. This is probably the bushiest one I have out of all of my blueberries, and it's just because it came with such great structure last year, and I didn't feel like I needed to trim anything away or back too much. So it's looking really good. And then this rose bush right here is the Double Delight. So I got a lot of like pink colored roses, I think. I can't remember. One of them might have like some white and cream to it. That might be the Double Delight. Then this right here is the Jujube. Now this one may or may not make it. I didn't see much roots on it when I put the new dirt in with it. It basically came right out of the coconut core that I had it planted in, and I didn't see any good roots at the base. And I do have this little green bit that's coming up right here, but other than that, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of signs of life, and I'm really kind of worried that one might not be alive. This tree might not actually make it. But it was a chance that I took by getting it. It was like, I think it was like $2 or $5 at Raintree for this poor baby. And so I just don't think it made it. But we'll just have to wait and see. You never know what spring might bring. The warmth of being in the black pot with good soil might actually revive it. It might come back. But it might still be alive because we still have some green. So who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. This one right here, you guys, is that Lebanon cedar that I have. And I did get rid of the other cedar, or the other like pine type trees that I had. I got rid of those last year. I gave them away to some church family members. But yeah, so here's my Lebanon cedar. It is looking really good. I do expect a lot of growth. I had people wagering that in the comment section last year that it was gonna like grow by yards, but I think because I have it in such small container pots that might be hindering its growth. So I only had about 18 inches of growth last year. So we'll just have to wait and see what this year brings. It is a lot bushier. I'm hoping that we do move next year because this thing is going to start getting big quick. So that's what I'm hoping. Hoping to move and buy some property and then get these babies in the ground. At least this one for sure. And the other ones can wait until I find out what part of the property would be best suited for them, because I want to lay everything out a certain way. And moving on here, I have my other pots. I have the bigger plants in them. So this is an elderberry. I believe this one is, I'm wanting to say my Alesso. It could be the thundercloud though, but I'm seeing some green. So I'm thinking it's the Alesso. Let's see. Yep. So this one is the Alesso. I did take some cuttings from it last year. I could take some cuttings right now if I really wanted to, keep it small and compact. But I think I'm just going to let it go this year and then just collect cuttings from it the following spring for when we go to move. Here is a quince that I had gotten. It was destroyed pretty good at Raintree, and I brought it home. I have some from some of the rootstock. I have some suckering coming up, and they're starting to like come to life right now. And then I have some other parts from the actual quince. It wasn't labeled, so I don't know the variety of quince. But I'm really excited to maybe get fruit off this one day. And it's just a small little tree now. So we'll just keep it like short and compact and just, go from there. And then down here is a rose bush cutting that I got to root. And I don't know what color it is. So here's a little rose here. And then as you can see, I've got the grape hyacinths in the containers. Now, rabbits don't really mess with elderberries. But I have them planted in these containers here. I think maybe if I had them planted around, say, my blueberries, that might help protect my blueberries a little bit more. And then this one right here has got a whole bunch. So this one is the thundercloud, and it's going to have a really beautiful dark beautiful burgundy dark leaves. They kind of turned like a rusty color last year. Was very not typical of the tree. It thought it was winter. It was getting winter because we had such a mild summer, and all of my trees were trying to get their fall colors like in June. So it was a struggle keeping the right color of the leaves last year. And it seems like spring is coming early this year. And I've been looking at my forecast on my phone for how it's supposed to look for weather the next 10 days out. And into March, we are in 45 and above. The other day it was supposed to be 41 or 51 degrees, and it was 58 degrees or 57, somewhere in there during the middle of the day. So that kind of tells you what's going on. And right now the warmth of the sun is so wonderful. I just feel so good. And then moving on down here is one of the other elderberries that I have. It's a smaller one, smaller plant, as you can see. I've got a cluster of grape hyacinths here that need to get potted into something. I want to raise the dirt level of this pot because, as you can see, it's pretty deep down in. It's about a good 4 inches from the top. So I need to add some soil to this and raise it up. This elderberry is called it's a variegated one. I saw a variegated one yesterday at another nursery, and I can't remember what they called it, but I bet you anything it's the same exact elderberry as this one because it looked exactly alike. It had the variegated leaves, but this one's variegated. I think it was something beauty, and yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And then this one right here is it's the powdery elderberry. It kind of looks like somebody took their paintbrush and just kind of like splattered, hit it on the edge of something and like caused like little splatters all over it. So it looked like paint wash kind of. It's called Puveria. I can't even pronounce it very well, you guys. I tried practicing last year. I'm just going to call it powdery elderberry. It's very, very beautiful. I think everybody's different in how they view beauty, but we've already got the leaves coming out, and as you can see, we've got a little bit of green flakes, and then it kind of has a creamy look to the leaves. So it's gonna kind of look like that. So it's so beautiful. I am so excited about that. I do have a couple cuttings off to the side. Oops, it's all blurry, sorry guys. Couple cuttings off to the side. Hopefully they rooted, and then I'll have a couple extra plants to offer up to people. I didn't like the way it was looking, the structure of it, so that's why I cut those ones back. This little section here was like all like wonky and like weird, so now it looks like that. And then this plant right here, it's kind of being encroached by this rose bush. I'm gonna have to reposition this rose bush. Let's see, we could just move it out of the way a little bit with you guys here so you can see this other plant better. Oh, but I'm using the rose bush to hold the tarp down. I've got that weed barrier there, it kind of along the bottoms, getting ready for wanting to get a drip irrigation to all the plants. So this one right here, this is that Russian high cranberry, not a true cranberry, but I'm looking forward to this one this year, maybe getting a few more berries. It looks like we got a little bit of tip die off right at the very tip there, but it looks really good. I suspect I can also root this one as it gets bigger and I have more and I'm more able to get cuttings from it. I'm looking forward to rooting that one and being able to offer some of this plant to other people as well. And this is my rose bush from last year. This is that I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head all of a sudden. Rose Adobe Sunrise. So Adobe Sunrise, I kept calling it sunset something. So anyways, it's actually all greened out. It's been all greened out for quite a while now. I had it up underneath the edge of the house, right next to the house. So this is how it's looking now, looking really good. And so that's what I've got over here so far, and I've already shown you the apricots and the plums and all of that. I do have that sour cherry that I need to pot up, and I have the what's it called? Oh, it's that peach plum also. So that will probably, the cherry plum and the peach plum will probably be the only plums I have for now. I would really like to get a nice dark purple Italian plum one day, but not right now. I'm gonna wait until after we move. I've been saying I'm gonna wait for a lot of things, and then I just get the plants when I'm able to get them. But I really need to slow my roll. I've got so many figs coming in, you guys, with all the fig trees. So I really need to be able to focus my time. A lot of people really enjoy hand watering their plants, and while I love being able to hand water all of my plants, I'm to the point now that I have so many plants that it takes me several hours to water them, which isn't unheard of, especially with people who are hand watering their plants. However, I really want to be able to just walk through like I just did with you guys, touching the plants, looking at the plants, and just really spending some quality time with each one of them, just to give them the care that they need, the pruning and the, just the little things. I really enjoy that aspect of gardening, and so I want to be able to do more of that type of gardening, and then being able to just sit in a chair with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and just sit here and just be with the plants and just be surrounded by them. That is what makes me happy. And so I'm thinking a drip irrigation for all around here will be really nice. I am planning on growing a few peppers, only a couple. I already have the containers from last year. And then I'm going to do a couple cherry tomatoes along the fence line here. And the rest of the stuff is going to be flowers in the containers. That will basically be like a one-time show pretty much. And then, so I'm really excited about that. And just kind of beautifying it just a little bit. And then, I'm not planning on growing a whole lot of edibles in those, just the cherry tomatoes along the fence line. And that is it. I'm not planning on having a big garden this year. So yeah. And then right along here, I have these all lined up. These are my herbs. I'll probably leave these here. So I'll probably end up having the drip line start over here and come all the way along, you guys. And then I will somehow like raise it up or something here. Maybe have it go above that, because I don't want it to get mowed. And maybe just plug those. I'm pretty short, so I can actually go through the fence without it hitting my head. Taller people might have to duck. But I'm thinking I might just go around here and then go up. I mean, it would save, maybe if I just went right along, because it opens out. Oh, that should work. I'll just bring it along. That way I'm not wasting a lot of footage. Bring it along here, along the edge, and then bring it along the edge of the fence over here, and then just hand weed during the summer, and just try not to use the mower across here. And then just weed everything here, and then make everything look beautiful, and then have it just wrap all the way around, and have the drip line just wrap. So that's what I'm thinking. The only place that won't get water would be probably in the greenhouse. So anyways, you guys, it's kind of a little bit longer video. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Click that bell button. As always, you guys, have a wonderful day, and God bless. Bye.